Harry Knowles built a weird empire at AintItCool.com, damaging movie culture so much along the way we may never recover. Starting in the mid-90s, the Texas shut-in built his site around movie news, reviews, and commentary. He focused mainly on geek culture, science fiction, fantasy, and superheroes. Kindred spirits flocked to the home Harry built. Despite being the worst writer at the outlet and having all the charisma of roadkill, Knowles rose to an unlikely celebrity. He wrote a book, he appeared on TV and in movies, and worst of all, he got the attention of the major movie studios. Harry Knowles was perhaps the greatest contributor to the rise of the nerds. That subculture's influence over the last 30-odd years has been decidedly mixed. Since Harry's audience was their audience, movie makers had to pay heed to the webmaster's growing list of demands. Hollywood box office depended on it. The end result? We got more movies about spaceships, monsters, and guys in capes. In fact, nowadays, nearly every movie features spaceships, monsters, and guys in capes. Harry and his nerds have lorded over the deaths of entire genres. But let's talk more about Harry Knowles himself. Some of Harry's former writers and staff now paint him as ruthless and self-involved, a far cry from his roly-poly public image. Much of that unpleasantness was there for anyone paying attention back in the day. Sure, Harry's audience exercised real power, but luckily for the studios, Harry himself could be bought. Rival entertainment site Film Threat did an expose on the Texans' corrupt ways. They wrote that the studios who provided perks got glowing reviews on Ain't It Cool. This was a game the studios knew all too well, though they may have been surprised at how easy it was to play Harry Knowles. For the price of a few all-expenses-paid set visits, Hollywood got what it wanted. But still, Harry lobbied them, in print, for more and more of what he called puissance. But the fun doesn't stop there. Harry accessed what he thought was a computer at the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. While he was there, he swiped the list of still unannounced Oscar nominations. Only the joke was on him, since it wasn't an Academy computer at all. It belonged to a guy who worked for ABC who was speculating on the nominations. Don't worry though, Harry made it right. He published the ABC guy's IP address. Harry also wrote what's considered to be the worst movie review of all time, for Blade 2, directed by Guillermo del Toro. In it, he compared the filmmaker to someone skilled at cunnilingus. The audience, he said, was the lucky woman on the receiving end. It was so bad, Slate did a piece on it. Everything so far illustrates Harry's negative effects on culture. How about his effects on his own community? In 1999 and 2000, accusations of sexual harassment hit the webmaster. Knowles denied the allegations and might have dodged them had not more women come forward with similar claims. It seems this was the straw everyone was likely waiting for. The Austin Film Critics Association pulled Harry's membership. The Alamo Drafthouse, the theater where he held his live events, dissolved their partnership. The Hollywood studios dropped him like a hot rock. By 2017, Harry Knowles was a footnote. In a perfect world, we would say good riddance to Harry, but his influence, like a bad stink, lingers. The current media landscape is riddled with his offspring. People still copy Ain't It Cool, though many are too young to realize they're following a third-generation template. The type of journalism Harry pioneered has become a self-replicating organism. Even today, fame can be yours for the price of web hosting, or, more likely, a YouTube channel. Are any of today's critics and commentators grifters like Harry Knowles seemed to be? Maybe not, but many of them are just as petulant and entitled. Most behave as though the media companies owe them something, or that they have ownership over what they consume. That's a dangerous place for a real critic to be.